I just bought this gorgeous Lexus RX330, and I only paid $2,000 for it. There's gotta be something wrong here, right?
The mechanics.
By now you figured out that the car did not look anything like this when I bought it. So let's start at the beginning. I found the car on Marketplace and it was advertised for $2,500 and it was a total mechanic special. It's hard to see that mechanical stuff in pictures, but the interior was a complete mess. Well, as soon as I got home, I checked out the car and that smelly, dirty, nasty carpet just had to go. So I pulled out the entire interior of the car so I could get that carpet out and throw it right in the trash. Now it's time to take a trip to the junkyard where I found a salvage carpet plus some other odds and ends, and I only paid $32. Of course, I still had to vacuum and shampoo the carpet, but check out the results. Not only has this new carpet completely transformed the look of the interior of this car, but it smells a whole lot better now. Now let's move on to the driver's seat. I ordered a brand new custom-made seat cover from the seat shop, and as soon as it came in, I pulled that driver's seat out and got to work. I had to cut off that old nasty seat cover, and then I learned how to use hog ring pliers so I could install the brand new one. Took me about an hour, and it only cost $191, but check out this result. That seat plus the carpet just looks so good. This car is really coming along. And of course, I'm not going to leave that dashboard looking the way it is, all cracked and peeling and everything. It went from this to this. Looks almost brand new and it cost me $47. Now after a real thorough cleaning of the rest of the interior of the car, it was time to move on to the engine and the underhood area. And specifically, I'm talking about leaks. Everything from oil to coolant to transmission fluid leaked from this car. So it was off to Rock Auto, where I spent $342, and the Lexus dealership, where I bought $94 worth of OEM parts. And as soon as those parts hit the front porch, I was off to the shop, starting with the valve cover gaskets. Now, of course, to gain access to those valve covers, I had to remove the intake manifold, so that's getting a new gasket too. Next, moving on to the brand new radiator from Denso, and upper and lower radiator hoses, and the thermostat with its gasket. That locks down the coolant leaks. And finally, brand new Lexus transmission cooler lines and hoses finished off those leaks. Well, I don't know about you, but I have been dying to get this car out on the road to see what it can do. The repairs are done, she looks great. Let's get it out on the road and see how it drives.
Yeah, fresh off that I-5 from LA. You know where I'm going, man. Vegan Mob. Yeah, ayy, I just touched down in the bay. I'm at Vegan Mob by the lake. I don't want that shit if it ain't plant-based. Eating all that pork and steak, no wonder why you ain't in shape. It's the mob, spicy fried chickens, macaroni on the side. Shrimp po' boy with the fully loaded fries. If you got a sweet tooth, get a sweet potato pie. I eat Vegan Mob cause it made me feel alive. Garlic noodles with the lumpia, and that mob juice to get me right before the studio. I'ma go to Vegan Mob, I don't want no sushi rolls. This chicken really tastes like meat, truth be told. Vegan barbecue for the soul. And let me not forget to mention that it's black owned. Shout out down Toriano, we grew up in Fillmore. So pull up on us, baby, get the mob tacos. Or the nachos, cheese rolls too. It's good for the hood, going and cop a sweatsuit. Aqua Fresca lemonade, and it got the fresh fruit. Tryna change our ways, Vegan Mob to the rescue.
Yes, it was. As I was walking out, I heard, I don't know, but I Googled his name from the credit card receipt and nothing came up in relation to food. And then someone else went, well, he wouldn't have put his name on it. That's the whole point of being able to criticize food. She's like, yeah, he has like a couple, another YouTube thing. And then the other one was like, yeah, his name won't come up in relation to food, but his video... He has other YouTube stuff, so you know it. He probably is, or maybe she is, but one of them is.
That is fantastic.
Fuck yeah.
So that's Mambo's Cuban Cafe. Fantastic food. They had tremendous portions. I got the chicken and rice. Kat, what'd you get?
I don't even know what it was called. It was like it was a steak sandwich, essentially.
Steak sandwich. So we're not food critics, but I guess we're being food critics right now is pretty good. So the story is, we do some weird stuff. We've got the camera out in front of the restaurant when we drive in the park. And apparently we were noticed doing that. I mean, who holds a camera when they're doing anything like that? So people kind of gave us some looks when we walked in, and they seated us. And every once in a while, we got a couple of looks from a few people. So they were trying to figure out who we were.
And what was happening.
Yeah, so maybe try that one day. I'm going to go in a taco holder here and get my glasses back because the sun's coming out. But
ooh, and the empanadas were amazing.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
The best empanadas.
So
we didn't do that on purpose. We were just doing that for this video, but it's kind of funny
how it worked out.
Yeah. So let's see if we can get up out of here. The people next to us are waiting for us to leave. We're going to the beach. Because why not? It's Saturday. Beautiful day. It's 70 degrees.
It's my happy place.
That's right. It's beach weather. I guess I could tell the story of how we got the car. This was on a Thursday. And we
it's
just...
so funny you remember the day.
Well, I do remember the day, and I'll tell you why. We just survived, I guess is the right word, Hurricane Ian. That came through. It didn't hit us very hard. It blew some stuff over, but it was no big deal. There's another hurricane coming through about a month later, right? Yeah. Something like that. Hurricane Nicole. Now, for Ian, boss had me come in. It was a skeleton crew, but I was one of the bones in the skeleton. And so I came in for a while, but left work early. For Nicole, they just closed down the whole shop. So I had a Thursday off. What do? I go onto Facebook Marketplace. I'm looking for a car. I've always wanted to get an RX350. Now, this is an RX330, but it's the same family of cars, just a little bit older. But you can't get them. These things, they really hold their value. They're popular, so you're not getting them for cheap, that's for sure. Found this one, $2,500. Had some problems. He took decent pictures. It showed, the interior was a complete nightmare. It was nasty. It leaked from any fluid that's under the hood. It leaked. And so it was a few problems, but it's no problem if you've got some tools and some patience to get through it all, which I had. I offered him $2,000. Now he's in Gainesville, right?
Yeah.
And so that's about, what was it? About an hour and a half, 2 hour drive, something like that. So I offered him $2,000 sight unseen for the car. He accepted, so we got in the car during Hurricane Nicole, and we drove to Gainesville. Now Gainesville is kind of central in the state, and it's not going to flood or anything, but there was a lot of wind, a lot of rain. And here we go. We were meeting up at a restaurant there in Gainesville to see the car. We show up, it's pouring, cats and dogs. They show up, and no one wants to get out of the car. So
that was so crazy.
Yeah, so I get out of the car, and we come and look at the Lexus. Just wanted to drive it around. I drove it around the block, literally, that was it, just to make sure the transmission worked, stuff like that. And it was fine. We don't even know this guy. We invite him into the car just to stay dry, and we're counting out cash and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Wind is blowing, it's crazy. We're trying to sign the title, it's getting wet, and the ink is wet and all that. It was crazy. But we got a Lexus RX330 with some problems, but only $2,000. Great deal. But it's because, I think, this is because we bought it in a hurricane. Who else is going to do this? Go outside. They shut down the shop at work there because it's a hurricane. They don't want people out in that stuff.
No one was on the road. There was no traffic anywhere.
No,
it was just us. We were the only crazy people out.
But I don't know, we somehow convinced this guy selling it to go out into the hurricane. I don't know what his motivation was. Maybe he just wanted the car gone. Whatever it was, but we were able to be really the only people in line to buy this car because of the hurricane, and we got a terrific deal. I'm really happy about that.
He did mention that he had had other people contact him, but they wanted to wait till after the storm passed to come see it.
I remember that. Mm-hmm. What do they say? Early bird gets the worm?
Or the Lexus.
Or the Lexus. If you're willing to go out into a hurricane or brave some other weird weather event, and the person selling it is also brave, well, you can get a pretty good deal, because this car here, the Blue Book value on this car, what, about $6,000, something like that?
Yeah, 6 to 65.
But anyway, this car runs and drives great. Now the AC is on full right now, but it's super quiet. It's got the V6 engine, the same one from the Highlander. It's a little bit bigger, but it's a timing belt engine, so it's quiet. And this is built on a Highlander platform, but it's got a lot of noise canceling, sound deadening materials in here that help it it runs so good, so quiet, so smooth. This is a luxury car, and I bought it for nothing. So if you jump at the first one that you see that looks good, you're gonna pay some money for it. You're not gonna find that good deal until you've seen 100 cars, you know, and you don't have to go out and look at them, but you need to scroll through and, you know, look every week. Look on a Wednesday too, or on a Thursday, because everyone's looking on the weekend. So take some time during your lunch break at work and scroll to see what's available then, and maybe after work that day you can work something out to go get it. But that's how you find the deals. You gotta have patience. You gotta be willing to just hold, just for a little while, drive whatever it is you're driving for a little bit longer. You can come up with something like this.
The way cars are going, I am more and more convinced that a mid-2000s, reliable, well-maintained car is definitely the way to go. I just think the math makes better sense, plus it's still a DIY repairable car.
Side to side, front to back, I'ma hit you with the hurricane. You know it's cracking like that, why you acting like that? Hand me your glass, let me pour you some yak, that's landy. Now if you act right, by the end of the night you get the can with the Southside boss. Twist that spinach, put fire on the end of the bitch, now let me hit it. Baby you cute, but you need to be fucked.
Do you want more details about the repairs that I made to this Lexus? Well, you're in luck because I put all of those videos into a playlist. You can click on it and I'll see you there.
Side to side, front to back, I'ma hit you with the hurricane. Front, back, side to side.